Hello and welcome to another video, again looking at the Cambridge iGCSE coursework. This time it's the response to reading, and here is the question or the task that's been set. So write a letter to the editor of the Daily Mail regarding the way they present teens in the media. Okay, so you're asked to write, and that is actually the main thing that you'll get assessed on, although you do get assessed for some reading skills, but it is the majority your writing skills. So to be successful, you have to write between 500 and 800 words. That's exactly the same as the other two tasks. Show evidence that you've understood the articles, use quotations, and show you understand those quotations. Interrogate the ideas and attitudes in the article. And then when you're writing, use the A4 techniques. Lay out your letter appropriately. Use a variety of sentence types and paragraph lengths. Remember to keep those minor sentences in there, those simple sentences for effect after complex sentences, and the long extended in-depth paragraphs, and even down to one sentence paragraphs. Use formal tone. It is a letter to the editor at the end of the day. And use advanced vocabulary and punctuation. So just to go over a few of those skills, pause the screen and have a look through the sentence types again if you need refreshing. You might want to print it out, do a print screen, or I think it is on Edmodo, this sheet. So print it off from there and maybe tick them off as you use them, or have it just there for reference so you can use some of these subordinating conjunctions, or remind you of the coordinating ones, or just a little reminder as you're working through the task. Next, a reminder of the A4 techniques. Again, print it off, reminder as you're going through, tick them as you use them. It's up to you how you use it, but I do suggest you use it. Alright, and next, I don't know what's wrong with the presentation, by the way. It seems a little bit jolty, but never mind, we'll carry on. Again, this is the punctuation types. Again, this is on Edmodo. I keep saying Edmodo, I mean Edmodo. Edmodo. And if you look at all the different sentence types, try and use a variety of them. Don't overuse things. Some people, as soon as they learn how to do a semicolon, you find 10 in the piece of work. Try not to use more than 3 or 4 at the maximum. Just use them effectively. Alright, and moving on then. So the other demand of this question is to write a letter. So it's just a reminder of how to structure a letter here. Again, you might want to refer back to this. I'm not going to go through it. It is relatively basic, but just to give you a point of reference. Okay, so, and the other demand of the question is focusing on how they present teens. If the bit you're writing isn't about how teens are presented in the media, then you're not addressing the question. So make sure that throughout everything is to do with how teens are presented. And some of the ways they might be presented are things like, I don't know what that Bratz picture's moved for, but anyway, that's meant to be a bully under there, the idea of hooded gangs, the Bratz dolls, there's a reference to kind of a Barbie doll type girl, there's a reference to fake tan and panda eyes, and there's lots of animal references, even some hidden ones such as Harold and Wild Child and things like that. So those are some things that might be some of the points that you make about how teens are represented in a negative light. Alright, so these are the two articles that we'll be looking at. On the left you've got the Daily Mail, and on the right you've got the Observer. Let's start by looking at the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail is definitely a negative piece. They've pretty much got nothing good to say about teens throughout. So let's have a look at some of the things that I've pulled out. Now, please do note that I've just pulled these out to talk through them. You do not have to use all these points. You select them. You do not have to, you can use your own points if you find one that I didn't point out, that I didn't show. It is your work. Please do keep that in your mind, that it's your work. I want to see your ideas, not just mine reproduced. Okay, so this idea that teens, bullying and teenage pregnancy. It doesn't say rare cases of teenage pregnancy. It makes out as if every year has a few teenage pregnancies, which, as you will know, that is not the case. Another thing, it says young girls caked with makeup, and then it says one panda-eyed girl. It goes on to the next line. And that, again, is... it doesn't go into the idea of a teen being insecure about the way they look. It doesn't say that they're making an effort or anything, or taking pride in their appearance. It's saying caked in makeup, that word caked. And then to call her a panda-eyed girl, it's not nice. Again, this idea of muttering, the word muttering implies that it's not an intelligent thought. What is pi? Where does it come from, she says. But actually, I think that's a good question. They could say that that's the idea of an inquiring mind, someone who's wanting to learn, who's asking intelligent questions, but they're not. Keeping on going through the article then, it goes on and focuses on this girl, Carmelita, and it focuses on the fact that she's told a teacher to get lost and shut up. Again, focusing on the negatives, not pointing out all the good that some pupils did, the fact that some pupils opened doors, some people spoke with respect, that some people just wanted to learn, that there was a girl who was a prefect there who wanted to answer questions, was excited about learning, but they're focusing on the one girl that tells a teacher to get lost and to shut up. Then the mother comments on the set about the same girl, saying that she admitted her 15-year-old daughter was a wild child. This term wild child implies that she needs domesticating, that she's some sort of animal that doesn't live by normal rules, and has all sorts of negative connotations. All right, let's have a look at this bit. That ranging, so it lists these as if they're a teenager's normal things to do, ranging from cyber harassment to playground scraps, a teenage pregnancy, and a pupil who goes off the rails and is taken into care. As if, think about what we do in our school. We've got links with other schools in other countries, and we pay for pupils to have education. And the events that surround that, the year 11s did the runs. I think about before Christmas, the food parcels, the hampers that we put together for the local area, the charity work that people do, the extracurricular activities, the drama productions. They don't mention that. It makes out as if the only thing that young people are interested are in cyber harassment, playground scraps, teenage pregnancy, and generally going off the rails. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this bit now. Firmer discipline was instilled by parents and teachers. So that implies that they need firmer discipline, which again has this idea that they're off the rails, that they're not actually people with emotions who can make decisions. They just need someone to tell them what to do, not understand them, just discipline them. Behaviour by pupils shouldn't be allowed. This idea again, that backs up the last point. Shouldn't be allowed. Who's to say what behaviour should and shouldn't be allowed within a certain reason? It makes out as if the pupils have no say in it, that they've got no mind of their own, when actually they do. Unruly pupils are handled. Unruly means that they don't follow rules. And handled, that has connotations.